Welcome everyone. So we're all seated nicely, so let's just find a nice long straight spine, close the eyes, take a few deep breaths, and just notice what thoughts are there, what sensations in the body. Notice everything that's happening around us, the set that has suddenly and completely changed, and setting up for class beforehand. I was laughing to myself a little bit the whole time this morning once I came in, because yesterday and what I wanted to teach class about today is about releasing control, and how there's always all of this chaos happening all around us. And so how do we let go of that sense of control, if I need things to be a certain way? So whatever your mind is doing right now, that's maybe saying, oh, I need something to be this way or that way, or I need to take care of this, or what about those responsibilities, whatever that might be, just inhale it all into the nose. Hold the breath at the top. See how it feels to just have these sensations and thoughts in your body, and then open the mouth and let it out. Let's do that one more time. Deep inhale into the nose. Inhale it in. Any distractions, any worries. Hold the breath at the top. And then open the mouth, let it out. And then one more time. Huge inhale into the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Notice if there's any part of you that's wanting to change things, to control things. And then open the mouth and let it out. Now just start some nice long inhales and long exhales. Let's inhale in for 3. Exhale out the nose for 3. Keep this long, even breath going, so you can get the spine a little bit longer. Tuck the chin slightly. Last night we were celebrating 11/11, and we light a candle at sunset and set some intentions, and we did a meditation. And what came for me was this idea of needing to be in control. And then how do I release that control so that I can find change? And how I am desirous of change, yet when things start to change, I usually get stressed out, and then I want everything to stay the same, and I want everything to stay in my control. So I was thinking about that with our practice, and how with so many of my clients, they want change. They come to me because they have a shoulder injury, or they had surgery, or whatever it is, and they want change in their body. Yet, when we get into something so often, especially because these poses are repetitive, how do we not just keep holding on to what we have? And on the opposite end of that, how do we use the skills that we're cultivating to be a springboard to allow ourselves change, to release control? So there's a balance between both. So as we move through our practice today, I'll keep encouraging you to, yes, check my alignment, yes, make sure that I'm activating the proper musculature, but within that proper alignment, can I then release control and allow myself to find change, to find new opening in the body, to find a little deeper breath, to find a little longer spine? Nice. Take a deep inhale in. Long exhale out. Huge inhale in for 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Huge inhale in. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Huge inhale in. Fill up all the way down to your root. Hold at the top. Feel the hold all the way through your spine, all the way up to the crown of the head. 6. Keep holding. Sip in a little more air in through the mouth. Exhale slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Bring the palms together. Exhale them down in between the eyes. May your practice cultivate enlightened thoughts. Inhale, exhale, the hands in front of the mouth. May your practice cultivate enlightened speech. Inhale, exhale, the hands in front of the heart. May all of your practices cultivate an enlightened heart. Moving slow, keeping those long inhales and long exhales. Let's place the hands out and find our way into tabletop. Knees hip distance apart. Hands right underneath your shoulders. Let the knees be slightly behind your hips. You can press down with the tops of the feet. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. And exhale and reverse in the center of the back high. Really press down to the tips of the fingers and the toes. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. And exhale and reverse. Take a few cat and cows with your own breath. Finding those full inhales and full exhales. And then as you feel ready, pick a direction and start to roll the entire body. So let the hips be involved, let the shoulders be involved, the head, the neck. So this is a nice example of control and releasing control. So we have our nice cat and cows, if we'd like. Very controlled, very aligned, waking up the spinal cord and the whole nervous system properly. Or we have this exploration, this release of control. Okay, I know what my joints can do linearly. Now I'm going to explore and move with my breath and release this control. And then can I find a place somewhere in between as I start to take the circles in the opposite direction? Can I still feel the length in my spine? Can I still feel the linear movement of my spine while also releasing that control and allowing myself to explore the full 360 degrees of each of my joints? And so this is a very safe pose for us to do this exploration. So can I find that balance between learning the proper alignment, learning the connection to my breath, and that balance with, can I release the control? Can I allow the exploration? And then allow the spine to come back to neutral. I'm going to tuck the toes and lift the knees just an inch up off the earth. Same deep breaths. Pull the heels back toward the knees. Engage the core. Get the center of the back high. And then notice if there's any work happening in your low back. Are you arching a little bit? Can you pull that core in even more? Same deep breaths. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And then lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Bend one knee and then the other. Find that nice exploration through the hips. Press down through the tips of the fingers. Now let's pull the elbows toward each other. Sink the heart a little bit more. Put a little bend in the elbows. Reach the crown of the head a little longer. Put a little bend in your knees. Get your sits bones a little bit higher. And now that we've found some proper alignment, let's explore again. Move through the elbows. Maybe even put the forearms down if those wrists are getting tired. Moving the heart a little closer to the toes, a little farther away. Can I find that balance between exploring properly and then also listening to my body and noticing, is there a sharp pain somewhere? Let any sharp pain be like somebody tapping you on that spot and going, that's a little too far. Just going, maybe your body's not quite ready for that yet. Let your body be the teacher. Will you stay connected to that long inhale and long exhale? Then let's all find our way to downward dog. Come up to the balls of the feet, turn the gaze forward, walk to the front of the mat. Feet hip distance apart, clasp opposite elbows, rock gently from side to side. Really feel the weight of the head. Same deep breaths. Can I still inhale in for 3? Exhale out for 3. And then bring the hands to the shins. Inhale, coming halfway up. Exhale, release a little deeper. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release a little deeper. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release a little deeper. This time, let's inhale up, reach the fingers straight out, use the low back, transfer the weight toward the heels. Exhale, release down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, reach the fingers. And exhale, release a little deeper. Inhale one more time. And exhale, release. This time put a little bend in the knees. Inhale, rolling all the way up. Let the head be the last thing to come up. Keep that inhale going. Sip in a little more air in through the mouth. Reach the fingers up. Gaze up toward the fingers. Open up the cervical spine. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, bend nice and deep into the knees. Reach the fingers up. Or bring the hands to your hips. Transfer the weight a little more towards your heels. Start to pull the heels in toward each other. Really engage those adductors. See if you can feel that expansion out through the low back. Feel the heart getting a little higher. Same deep breaths. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, lead with the heart down to the toes. Inhale, bend deeply into the knees. Reach the fingers up, chair pose. And exhale, lead with the heart. I'm going to do this a few times, so move with your breath. Inhale to chair, and exhale, release down. So now we know the proper alignment. So can we explore inside of it? Can we allow that balance between control and releasing control to explore the body? What does happen when I transfer my weight a little more toward my heels? What happens when I transfer the weight a little more toward the balls of my feet? What happens when my heart leads and gets a little higher? What happens when I pull my core in and up and feel that length? Next time you find yourself in that forward fold, let's take a few breaths. Heel toe the feet out to the edges of the mat. And really release down. Put a little bend in the knees so you can really feel that length, that release. Let the body sway, explore, move through. So we just woke up a very large group of fascia that run through the entire body. Underneath the feet, backs of the legs, down through the back, through the crown of the head. And so now let's see if we can just release all of that. Feeling it long, breath deep. And then keep the left fingers down, reach the right fingers up. You can straighten that right leg if you'd like. Straighten both if you would like. But keeping that left knee bent allows a little more space to twist. And place the right hand down, bend into the right knee, reach the left fingers up. Can I still find those same deep breaths? Lengthening with each inhale and releasing with each exhale. And place the left hand down. Then deeply into the knees so that your chest is actually sinking down in between your thighs. Interlace your hands behind your back. Send your pinkies down toward the earth. Really feel that opening up through the upper spine. Same deep breaths. And place the hands down, shoulder distance apart, then nice and deep into the knees, stepping all the way back to plank. Take an inhale in here. Really engage the core, get the center of the back high. Exhale all the way down, chaturanga, all the way down to the earth, elbows in, untuck the toes. Lengthen through the spine, inhale in for cobra. Really use that low back, try and release the glutes, press down with the tops of the feet. Maybe even lifting the hands. If you want a little more length, and keep the hands down. Same deep breaths. Very nice. We're going to press ourselves up for tabletop. Take the knees a little bit wider, each side of the mat, big toes together. Send the hips down, come into child's pose. Take that deep inhale in. Hold the breath at the top. Open the mouth, let it out. Deep inhale in through the nose. Hold the breath. Open the mouth, let it out. And just feel your nervous system for a moment. See if you can allow yourself just to feel the sensations, to be right where you are. So much of this need for control is really a need for things to be other than how they are. That's why I was so excited that this whole set was already set up when I came in. There was just this nice sense of, oh great, it's perfect. I don't need to control it. I don't need for it to be different than it is. So in the same way in your body, can you accept your body where it is, yet know if there are some little things that maybe you would like to change. Maybe that just means bringing your hands together, or maybe that means hugging yourself, hugging your knees. Maybe that's turning one cheek down on the earth. Maybe that's even rolling up your mat a little and placing it underneath your knees so it's a little more comfortable. I moved the couch 2 feet. It's a little change, but there isn't a need for control. And the same thing happens in our bodies. If I was to try to change this whole set and clear everything out, it'd be way too much work. I would probably tire myself, and it wouldn't be worth it. And so many of the clients that I work with are in the same boat. They want healing, and that's totally understandable. We want to feel better in our bodies. But if we get so focused on where we're going, we don't allow ourselves to be where we are to allow that change. Fantastic job. Find your way to downward dog. So can I start moving through my body, moving with control, but still allowing the exploration? Inhale, coming forward to plank. Exhale down, chaturanga, elbows in, shoulders out. Inhale through and up, your back bend of choice. Exhale back, downward dog. We're going to move through this just 3 times. Moving with your breath, inhaling forward, exhaling down. And just notice the exploration in the body. Okay, I need to keep my elbows in. I need to open up through the heart. I need to keep the core engaged the whole time. I don't want to sink into my low back. But other than that, how else can I explore? How can I allow that freedom of release of control while still being in control? Moving with my breath, Always staying connected to the breath. And let's bring the right foot forward. Lined up, that second toe with the ankle, knee, and hip on each side. Bring a little pillow with the left side of the mat. Place the left knee down and tuck the toes. And then bring the hands to the hips. Pulling that left hip forward, right hip back. Try and get that heart nice and high. Same deep breaths down into the belly. Now this is the key. The breath is the key, because the breath is what lets you know, okay, I've let go too much. So many of my clients that I work with are circus performers, and they can sink way down into all of these poses, and they're pulling on all of their ligaments. And then I ask them to pull back and actually pull their foundation and feel that strength. Their whole body starts to shake. So there's a balance between the two. And then I have other clients who are 80, 90 years old. They can't quite make it into these poses. So where do we find that balance? How can I be here and find ease one way or another? Fold up the side of the mat. Yeah. Is that better? So with the hands on the hips, tuck the back toes, and find our way up. So we can keep a bend in both knees. And then let's take the right foot a little farther to the right. So we're going to widen the stance. That helps our hips to find that foundation. And then again, can I find that same breath? Another thing about this exploration is don't let me hold you back either. If your body is saying, oh, I want to move into this other more advanced posture, or I want to find an arch, this is your exploration. I'm holding the space for you to find the alignment. And you can decide to do whatever you would like with that. Let's place the left hand down, reach the right fingers up. Same deep breaths. Remember that I am only a guide. I only make suggestions for ways that you might explore in your body. Let yourself explore however your body needs to explore, keeping that proper alignment, but then allowing space. Take one more inhale in, and then place that right hand down, send the right foot back to meet the left. Take an inhale in, exhale chaturanga, inhale through and up, and exhale back for child's pose, or downward facing dog if you would rather rest in down dog. And again, just noticing what's going on in the thoughts and in the body. I had a student at one of my classes on Monday, and I was giving them a lot of space and freedom like I am today. And I told a story about one of my students who spent the entire class in child's pose. And he came up to me afterward and he said, oh, that was one of the best yoga classes I've ever had. And so I watched her spend about half the class in child's pose. And she came up and was just so happy to have had the space where she could just spend time in child's pose. Another student spent a quarter of the class in meditation. And so listen to your body here. Listen to me second. Listen to your body first. And by listening to your body, what I really mean is listen to your breath. Can you still find those long inhales and long exhales? Nice. From downward dog, let's find our way over to the left side. Pillow with that right side of the mat. Place the right knee down. Find our way up. Hands to hips. Feel that nice foundation here. Once you have that nice foundation, if that means that you can keep leaning forward and you can keep that heart high, or maybe we're just going to hang out here and we're going to work on that sensation of pulling back on the left heel, forward with that right hip, feeling the strength down in our foundation. If we feel comfortable here and we feel that we have enough control but still exploration, maybe reach the fingers up. You can find that little arch in the back. But notice if that cuts off my breath. Can I still find the full inhale and full exhale? Let your breath be your gauge of exploring farther and farther, but oh, I can't breathe now, so that means I need to come back to my foundation a little bit more. Tuck those back toes as you feel ready. Find our way up. You can take that stance a little wider, keep a little bend in both knees, really feel that nice firm foundation in the hips. Nice. Find that focal point. Find your breath. Head all the way to crescent pose if you would like. But just notice your breath, notice your thoughts. Notice your focus. And right hand down, reach the left fingers up. So we are strengthening and opening the hips at the same time. So in the same vein of I am in control, but I'm not in control. I'm in control, but I'm still listening. Listening to my breath, listening to my body. The teacher and the taught together create the teaching. As you're ready, find your way back down through a vinyasa, back to child's pose or downward dog. Take a deep inhale in, open the mouth, let it out. Deep inhale in, open the mouth, let it out. One more time, deep inhale in, and let it go. Let's find our way to downward facing dog. We're going to place the elbows down. You can interlace the fingers if you would like, or you can keep the palms down. I'm going to walk the feet just a little bit closer. Engage the core and try and get those sits bones a little higher. If you have a headstand practice, you can feel free to come into it now. Otherwise, let's walk the feet a little farther away. Bring the shoulders over the elbows. Come down into a forearm plank. Still finding those deep breaths. And then walk the feet a little closer. Come back into Dolphin. Sink the heart toward the toes. Listen to your body, listen to your breath. Find those long inhales and long exhales. Walking back to forearm plank. Find our way up to Dolphin. Full inhale, full exhale. And back to forearm plank. And if you're coming down from Shavasana, from headstand, find your way back to a nice child's pose. For those of you that have been working on the core, let's just place the hips down and roll the shoulders back and come into a sphinx. Keep the core pulled in and up so we're not just sinking into the low back. See if we can find a little space in the shoulders. And then for those of you that are in child's pose, you can join us as we come into sphinx, and we're going to take the right arm out to the right side, lined up with the right shoulder. Press down with that whole right palm. Ground that right shoulder. Bend a little bend in that right elbow. Take the left heel, bend, and send it up and over. Be sure that right hand stays active so that we're pressing down with the whole right palm so we don't just open up and hyperextend that elbow. And then if you'd like to explore a little more, you can reach those left fingers back for the right. Or maybe try and get those left toes a little closer to the right fingers. Same long inhale, long exhale. As we roll back through center and we hear that car alarm going on outside, we don't have to pretend like it isn't there. Take that left arm out to the left side, right hand under, bend the right knee, send it up and over. That's part of this idea of releasing control, is also accepting and releasing the things over which we have no control. Like all of the pain that is stuck in our bodies. It's already there. We have a lifetime of experiences that we carry around in our bodies. Does getting frustrated or impatient or angry at this pain in our body help anything? Just like getting frustrated at a car alarm outside, does that get rid of the car alarm? Slowly coming back through center. Bring the hands under your shoulders. Pull the elbows in. Keep the knees down. And we're going to inhale up for tabletop. I'm going to turn the left fingers in. Exhale, reach the right fingers through into a nice opening twist through that thoracic spine. Really feel long through the spine. See if you can get that right shoulder a little farther away from the right ear by reaching the crown of the head a little farther toward the front of the mat. And then maybe reaching that left hand behind the back for the inside of the right thigh. And really using that arm like you can pull on your right hamstring with your fingertips so that you can open that shoulder more and more. Trying to lie the back of your head on the earth. Same deep breaths. Even here, can I find that long inhale and long exhale? Even though my body is twisted and the diaphragm is constrained. unwind, find our way back through center. And let's inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. Take a few cat and cows. Exhale, reverse. Use this opportunity to explore through the spine, through the shoulders, the mid-spine, thoracic, up through the cervical, the neck. As you feel ready, turn those right fingers in, reach the left fingers through. Reach that right arm around if you'd like, inside of that left thigh. Deep breaths. When we put ourselves into these compromising positions on our mat, and then we find that long inhale and long exhale, it starts to teach the nervous system that when I'm in a compromising situation, I need to find a deep breath. And so when we find ourselves in a situation which is out of our control, we find ourselves taking a deep breath, and then the doing becomes much more natural, much more intuitive. We can't know exactly what to do in any situation until that situation comes up. Yet we tend to spend a lot of time trying to figure out situations that haven't even happened yet. Slowly unwind, coming back through center. Let's take a few more cat and cows and explore through that full space that you've created through the spine. Move with your breath. Let the head and shoulders and hips all be involved. And then tuck your toes, lift the hips, come into downward dog. Take just a few breaths so we can notice if there's any part of the nervous system that is still resisting. Resistance comes from our need of control, our need of keeping things the same, So just breathe a little deeper and see if any of those spots of resistance you can let go. And then bring the right foot forward, place the left heel down, find your way up, warrior two. Opening the hips, pulling the feet in toward each other, relaxing the shoulders, same deep breaths, and then close your eyes and just listen to your body. And this is the first part of my body that starts to resist. What part is that for you? For me, it's my shoulder. Even though my legs are doing so much work and they're pulling in toward each other and they're building this foundation, my shoulder decides to be the one thing that is the first that wants me to do something else. Maybe for you it's a hip, maybe it's a leg. So whatever that place of resistance is right now, I want you to ask yourself, do I want to stay in it? Or do I want to change it? Do I need to straighten that leg a little bit? Do I need to turn my palms up, feel that nice rotation of my shoulders tucking under? Do I just need to bring my hands to my hips? Where does my body want to hold this? So the other big thing about change and control is that we so often want to push ourselves to our extremes, thinking that that's going to bring about the change faster and better. But if we're constantly in our extremes, then we'll start to find that our body resists us. We start to find more injury and more pain. So how do we not resist where we are, but still allow change? Right elbow, right thigh. Left arm up and over. Can I pull that right hip under a little more? Can I pull back on that right heel a little more? Can I lengthen through the left side a little more? Whatever variation you'd like to find on this side, don't let me slow you down. Am I still connected with my breath? On the next inhale, let's find our way all the way back. Peaceful warrior, straighten the right leg. Reach with the right fingers. And down, triangle pose. Keep that right hip tucked under, keep grounded down through that left pinky toe. Same deep breaths. If you'd like to float up to Ardha Chandrasana, feel free to do that. Otherwise, stay right here in triangle pose. Can I still find that long inhale and long exhale? And let's place both hands down, turn the right toes in, parallel them with the left. Come into a wide-legged forward fold. Head heavy. Transfer the weight a little more toward the balls of the feet. Just put a little bend in your knees. Again, if you have a Shavasana practice and you feel like coming into another headstand, don't let me slow you down. Otherwise, let's walk the right hands over to the right foot. Maybe just staying here, or maybe grabbing the outside of that right ankle with the left hand. You can reach the right arm through to the other side, that left thigh. Same deep breaths. Back through center, let's head over to the other side. Can I connect every little movement, every little exploration with my breath, with that long inhale, long exhale? Let's walk over to the left toes, turn the left toes out, bend into the left knee, lead with those right fingers, find our way up, warrior two on the other side. And we already know what this exploration is going to be. So can I just breathe a little deeper and be in it? Can I be in whatever my body is telling me? Whatever my breath is telling me? Find that same breath. Left elbow, left thigh, right arm reaches long. Tuck that left hip a little more. Pull the feet in toward each other. What thoughts am I having right now? Where's my focus? Are these thoughts helpful? Are they hurtful? Are they necessary? Finding whatever variation. Do I need the thoughts? Can I just breathe a little deeper and let them go? As you're ready, find your way to triangle pose. Ardha Chandrasana if you would like, or just spend a little time in Trikonasana. Am I still breathing deeply? Am I still focused on all of the sensations in my body? Can I still feel all the way to the tips of my toes and fingers? As you feel ready, let's find our way down through Pasarita Padottanasana. Turn those left toes in, walk over to the right toes. Into a lunge on that right side, place the back knee down. Heel toe the right foot over to the right side of the mat and a little farther forward. Both hands to the inside of that front foot. You can stay here, pulling the hips forward with the tips of the fingers. You can come down one forearm at a time. So as long as that right knee is behind the right ankle, it means we're keeping that knee happy. And so from there, can we then release? We can let that right knee fall out slightly to the right side. Sole of the right foot will come up. Release the head, neck, and shoulders. Let them be heavy. Once I've set up what is necessary, once I've planned what is necessary, can I let go of all of the worry and stress about the plan? And can I just let myself release into it? Same deep breaths. Slowly coming up to your hands. Bring that knee back through center. Pat up that back knee if you need to, not feeling any pressure back there. Walk the right foot toward the left side of your mat. Keep those toes nice and flexed. Place that right knee down. If that's just a little too much on that hip, you can also roll onto your back, cross the right ankle over the left. Either way, let's get nice and long through the spine. Feel that length, feel that left hip sinking. Slowly try and find your way out, maybe just making fists with your hands, putting the forehead down. Just watch for any pinching in that right knee. If that right knee feels like the internal or external, there's some pain, maybe just roll on the back. Relieves the pressure of the knee. These deep hip openers are a wonderful, wonderful space in which to release control, because there's a lot happening in that hip. And our body is going to fight it. Our body is going to hold on to that tension and say, no, I can't possibly let go because then I'll get hurt. Now there's a difference between the uncomfortable ache and the sharp pain of injury. You'll know the difference. So if you feel that little stab, think of that as somebody trying to grab your attention and go, hey, that's too far. But what's really nice is that when we are deeply connected with our breath, when we're finding that long inhale and long exhale, that warning comes up before we injure ourselves. So let yourself release just a little more of the tension, just a little more of the control, and listen to your breath. Can I still find an inhale in for 3, 2, 1, exhale out, 3, 2, 1. Slowly finding our way up to our hands, send that right foot back, bring that left foot forward. Make a pillow with the back of your mat if you'd like. Walk the left toes a little farther to the left and a little farther forward. Let's find our way inside of that front leg. Releasing that hip however you'd like. Releasing down. Can I relax? Can I let go? Can I find that same deep breath? Coming up to your hands, start to walk that left foot over or roll onto your back. Let's find our way to the other side. Be sure there's no pinching in that knee. Keep the left toes working. Find that space where you can be long through your spine, long with your breath. I'm going to leave you here for just a little while. I'm not going to tell you how long, because I know that I have found when I put a time limit, and I keep waiting for the end of it. So I encourage you for this time to continuously come back into a deep breath, continuously come back into the sensations in the body. And allow yourself to move through them and not away from them. Notice where your thoughts are right now. Notice how you're breathing. Notice your focus. Let's find our way slowly up. We're going to come to seated with our feet out in front of us, preparing for Paschimottanasana. So if you'd like, you can head back through a Vinyasa. You can find your way right to seated, however you'd like. Feeling nice and long. Now I know a lot of this class has probably seemed like torture. These are really challenging classes. Spending a lot of time in a pose is challenging. It's challenging for the body. It's challenging for the mind. So I ask you to spend one last little bit with me. We're going to spend it in this forward fold. And so I want you, as we find our way out, to really watch your thoughts, really watch your breath, and notice when we're here, what parts of the body start to twitch and start to try to pull us somewhere else, and how often we spend this time resisting. So once we're nice and long, trying to get the heart out over the toes, and then the last thing to release will be the head. First I want you to keep the toes flexed, the quads on. And let's do a couple of connections with our breath. So let's take an inhale in, pull wherever you can, the legs, the feet. And exhale and release out. Inhale, pull, lengthen. Exhale and release out. Inhale, pull, lengthen. Exhale, release out. Let's do this 3 more times. And you can keep going with this connection to your breath if you would like, the connection to movement. But we're going to be here for a while. So if you find yourself really needing to move, you're just in that space of there's no way that I can possibly keep releasing into this Paschimottanasana, come back to a few inhales and exhales. But I encourage you to just really sit with it. All of these poses end in the word asana, which means roughly to sit in stillness. So yes, in Paschimottanasana, in this forward fold, there are a lot of sensations that are happening, especially the more time that we spend in it. And the more that we release into it, the more we feel the weight of the head, we feel the weight of the fingers, the weight of the legs, weight of the shoulders. All of these strange sensations are going to start coming up. But I encourage you to use these strange sensations to, instead of moving away from them, can I let these sensations encourage me to a deeper breath and to more deeply feel all that I am feeling so that I might breathe through it. And as we spend this time here, can I notice what part of me is trying to control the situation, is trying to go into old habits of how I usually sit, how I usually lie down, how I usually find relaxation. Can I start to release that and allow opening, allow space for change? Notice your breath, notice your thoughts, notice your focus. Keeping the head heavy, 1 millimeter at a time, as slow as you possibly can, and slowly roll up. We're gonna roll all the way back onto our forearms as we're ready. Move nice and slow, like we're hanging out at the beach. Let the toes relax, let the shoulders relax, let the head relax back. A few deep breaths. I'm going to lie all the way back onto our mats. I love coming right into Shavasana after a long Paschimottanasana. So if you'd like to just head right into a Shavasana, that is up to you. If it's a little too much of a shock on your body, we're going to take the heels down, press the heels down, lift the hips up, come into a little bridge. If Urdhva Dhanurasana is in your practice, you're welcome to come up to that as well. And releasing down, let's pull the right knee up into the chest, lengthen the left leg out, pull the right knee over the body with the left hand. Just finding a nice twist. Same deep breaths. Same release. Head over to the other side. Back through center. And release out into our final Shavasana. Letting the toes release out, tuck one shoulder and then the other. If there's any last little bit that your body is telling you that it would like before Shavasana, feel free to make your way into that now. Or just start to feel the weight of the body, the depth of your breath. That deep, deep release. Start to move the awareness through the body. And notice if there's any residual tension or resistance. It never ceases to amaze me how when I bring my awareness into the depths of my body, thinking that I've relaxed, when I really focus on it, I suddenly feel that there's even more that I'm holding on to. There's even more that I can relax. So I encourage you to spend this time in Shavasana of going really deep and really honestly with yourself. Where is that tension in my body? Where is that resistance? Where is that need for me to hold on to control? How can I more and more deeply with every breath know that I've done all the work that I need to do to be in a space where I can release control? Invite in a nice deep breath. Feel that breath through the tips of your fingers and toes and crown of your head. Listening to that breath, decide if you would like to stay right here, lying on your mat, melting into the earth. If you'd like to activate through the body, roll onto one side or the other, find your way back to that same comfortable seated position, rounding out your practice however you would like. And listening to your body, releasing any thought that's attached to it. And then notice if the nervous system is a little calmer, if the breath is coming a little easier, if the thoughts seem just a little bit further apart. And maybe there's just a little more space to release control. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Bring the palms together, exhale them down in between the eyes. May your life be filled with enlightened thoughts. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the mouth. May you always have the patience for enlightened speech. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the heart. May your heart have the healing it requires to live an enlightened life. Namaste. Take your time. There is absolutely no rush. I just want to thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you. It takes a wonderful degree of trust to allow someone to guide, so thank you for that. Thank you to Scott for playing the gong for us today, and that was wonderful. And as most of you know, these are all donation-based classes. For those of you that make it here in the studio, there's a donation station on your way out. For those of you at home, there's a donation button on your screen. We ask that you honor the suggested $15 donation if you're able, or leave whatever you can so that we can continue to bring this service to our community and to the world. It is always such a pleasure to have the honor of guidance. So I hope that you will take some of this amazing work that you've done with you into your day, your week, your month, your life, and it is a brilliant one.